Are you looking for a raised garden bed that will last for many, many years? That is virtually indestructible, that is easy to build? Well, then join me today as I show you how to build a cement board raised bed. Hi, I'm Gardener Scott, and this raised bed project is relatively easy. And as you'll see, if you have the right tools, it can be very easy. It all begins with this cement backer board. These backer boards are made for home construction, primarily in bathrooms, wet areas, and tile is placed on top of these. They're made to be impervious to water, and they don't bend. They're very strong, ideally suited for making a raised garden bed. Now you can find these at any of your home improvement stores. They typically come in 3-foot widths by 5 feet in length. The thickness is variable. For these two, I've chosen 0.42 inches as the thickness. And all we need to do is decide how big our bed's going to be. Now, I only want to make one cut, so this 3-foot wide board actually gives me two 18-inch pieces. So I'm going to cut it right through the middle, both of these. That'll leave me with 4 pieces, and I'll have an 18-inch high bed. I'll begin by marking the center line. This is exactly 36 inches. So if I make a few marks at 18 inches, that will identify my cut line. Now, if you have a straight edge like I do, it will make the process easier. So I'll line this up with the side and the lines, and this is where I'll be cutting. With the line drawn and the straight edge in place, now I'm just taking a regular utility knife and I want to score the line. I'm not going to be cutting all the way through, but each time I make a cut, I want to get a little bit deeper. Now, this is solid and this is a cement board, so a little blade is not going to cut it very deeply. So we need to keep going back and forth at least 7 or 8 times, but the more you do this, the easier the next step will be. After I have one section scored, I'll just continue moving on down the line and continuing until I cut to the end. With the entire line scored, now I've placed a board across the sawhorses underneath the cement board. You could also do this on the ground. Now I want to push down on the high side of the backer board in an attempt to snap along this line. Now I can do one long steady, but it tends to work a little bit better if you hit it all the way along, and you can actually see it start to break. And before you know it, you have 2 boards. Now, drawing the line and then scoring it with a utility knife, you saw is relatively easy, and just about anyone can do it. The problem is that it does leave an irregular edge upon that piece that's broken. I don't think that's a big deal because that's the side I'm going to put down when I build the bed. But if you want a smooth line, this is where electric tools come in. Now, an angle grinder with a blade that can cut through this cement is easily done. I actually have this electric saw that's made for cutting through ceramic tile, and that's what I'm going to use. With my protective gear in place, now I'm just going to cut through by following the line. Now you can see how easy this is. And the reason why I'm doing it outdoors today is because it does generate a good amount of dust. So if you were to do this in your garage, make sure you have a dust mask to help you out. This worked really well for this board because I do have a small chip in this corner. So because this edge is now completely smooth and perpendicular from the saw, I can have this side up and this broken side down. With the pieces cut, let's assemble the bed. Our 4 sides are ready to go. Now we need to attach the corners. I cut 4 18-inch 4x4s for my corners. I think this is the most secure way to make this raised bed. Now you could just use angle brackets, apply them to the corners and screw into the cement backer board, but the backer board really isn't thick enough, I think, to fully grip a screw. I think using the wood makes for a stronger and sturdier raised bed. I'm using cement board screws. This makes the construction of this bed extremely easy. A box like this comes with the type of drill bit you need, and they're designed so they don't need any drilling. They go through the cement board and into the wood below. I'm going to start by putting 3 screws on each corner. Okay, so I have 2 corner pieces on this side. This is also going to make the construction very easy. I'm going to repeat this process on the other end. So this side is complete with corner posts, that side is complete with corner posts, and now we just take one of the remaining sides and attach it to both ends. I'll get one of these screws started into the cement board. And then I'll work to line it up. Now I'm going to overlap this side with this side, so you won't be able to see the wood at all. I want the top lined up and the side lined up, and I'll get this board connected. With that in connected, it's the same thing with this. Just flip up the side and attach the screws. Three sides are complete. Now on to the 4th. In no time at all, the 4 sides are attached, and this very sturdy cement board raised bed is complete. Now be aware that the sides are different. One side is textured and one side is smooth. You could put tile on the outside of the bed, on the textured side, or maybe some stucco. I'm planning on painting mine. I suggest that you build it near where you want it to be. It's relatively big, a bit cumbersome, a little heavy, and so this is my spot. This is why I built it here. The next thing to do is to get it all level in all 4 directions, and then it's ready to fill and start growing in. To see some of the other beds I've built, other raised bed options, go ahead and watch one of these videos next. I'm Gardener Scott. Enjoy gardening.